Well, Indianapolis tourism bounced back in 2021 after the pandemic all but wiped out most events in 2020. For more now the year ahead is shaping up, and also to take a look at some of the other stories in this week's Indianapolis Business Journal. Always pleased to be joined by editor Lesley Weidenbener. And Lesley, again, welcome.
Thank you.
Some positive news, right, when it comes to tourism, such an important part of the Indianapolis area economy. Visit Indy saying, hey, things really did bounce back this year.
Yeah, if you take a look at sports in particular and conventions, you know, FFA was back, PRI was back, and then of course we had the NCAA at the beginning of the year, and so that made for a pretty good year. Yeah,
almost back to 2019 levels. Now looking ahead, I know there's some optimism, cautious optimism, I guess, and one big event that's going to really drive it is the college football playoff national championship game early in the year.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up so quickly after the holidays. I think it's the weekend of January 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. There's going to be a ton of events downtown, lots going on, and you know that alone is projected to push 2022 over the high year of 2019 in terms of visitors and economic impact.
Wow, some positive news there. Consumer Electronics Show, a huge show out in Las Vegas, and I think for the first time, right, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation is going to have a contingent there.
That's right. They're going to take a group of people, and then in addition to that, there'll be folks from Agronovus, from CICP, and from several different Indianapolis organizations that are going to go out there and try to sell the city to some of these CEOs and some of the folks that are out there.
Yeah, I know Energy Systems Network, I think, involved because of the Indy Autonomous Challenge, the driverless cars we saw at the Speedway earlier. They're going to actually have a race out there at CES.
Yeah, and that's how this whole thing kind of got going, was that CES last year, when they did their virtual conference, they actually unveiled the car virtually at CES. And then so what they're doing this year is they're going to have another race there. And this one, actually, the cars will be competing against one another this time instead of just having the cars out on the track. And so Energy Systems Network is also involved in this race, even though it's out in Vegas. So it's really exciting for the state.
Interesting to watch. Interesting, too, each and every year when the IBJ comes out with its book of lists. I know people always are anxious to get that. You're going to have some newsmakers in there as well.
Absolutely. So we always profile some of the people who made news for the year, but this year we're actually naming newsmakers. And I can't reveal them yet, but in a week or so, our subscribers will be getting the book of lists in their mailbox, and we will have, it's actually 12 people, but it's kind of 7 groups of people who are our newsmakers of the year.
Very good. I look forward to that and look forward to this week's edition. Lesley, as always, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right.